Alright, we seem to be live. Uh, was just waiting a bit because last time the intro was cut off from the video. Was not able to send something out on Twitter because apparently that option wasn't there this time, but whatever. So, welcome to Weekend at Loka's. I'm live streaming a bit later today compared to last weekend. This whole live streaming thing is still a bit new to me, so expect some experiments as far as times for the stream goes and such, and the general format, I guess. But I'm gonna play some Call of Duty World War II because that's new, right? New and popular. I can't talk. New and popular. Let's see, where's the... There we go. That's a bit of a counterbalance to the... to Battlefield 4, which isn't that new. They have some sort of event going on right now called Attack of the Undead, I believe is the correct title of the event. So I thought it would be appropriate to play some of these game modes that I put up for the event. The first week it was Infected, and they added Horde Point and Relic of the Undead, which is the one they're pushing right. I thought we were gonna take them in order, so we'll start with some Infected, which doesn't really need any explanation. You probably know how Infected plays. If not, everyone starts as a survivor, and then one player is randomly selected as the Infected, and the infected player is supposed to infect the rest of the survivors, so that eventually there are only infected left. Now, unlike previous times where infected has been included in a Call of Duty game, this time they do have a pretty interesting detail that I actually really like. I'm not gonna say what it is. You're gonna have to see for yourself. If you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen that this live stream might not have happened today because right as I was about to live stream, freaking thunder came in. But it's gone now, so I'm safe. Speaking of safe, I want a safe place. I think this may be good actually. Yeah, we got other people coming in. Oh, I get to be I get to be the infected. So, as you can see from the hands, and as you might have seen from the corpse, we're actual zombies when you are infected. Why haven't they done this earlier? At least in the COD games. I know Counter-Strike has zombie models for the infected type game mode. Okay, that was quite bad. Ah, darn it. Yeah, probably not a good idea to run out there. This is literally just the same spot, but they have a crate here. So maybe one will come and try to get it.
We bought some time, make it count. We bought some time, make it count.
Alright, I have a E3 talk in the description, and I feel like this game mode might suit the best, since it's not as chaotic. Last live stream, EA Play had already taken place, so I'm not gonna talk about EA because I've already talked about that. Let's see, who was first after EA? I think it was Microsoft, and I'm probably not gonna talk about Microsoft too much since I don't own an Xbox. Like, I mean, their exclusives do look interesting, at least some of them, but I won't be able to play them anyway, so I mean, they showed a trailer for Halo Infinite, which doesn't really said much. When they first showed that trailer, they focused a lot on the. I thought I heard some thunder, but I don't think it is. Or no, it was just a jet plane. You know what? Let's make my guy cooler. The Horde Breaker skin. I'm not really sure how I feel about the skin in a World War II game, but it's kind of appropriate for a guess I shouldn't complain too much. Let's see, where was I? Yes, Halo Infinite. Like when they showed the animals and the environment, I kind of thought that that it was Planet Earth the game. And then they showed some neat looking stuff, and I thought it was going to be a new IP, and I was like, ooh, is this gonna be... Oh no. Quality isn't good enough. But it's still live, I think. I'm just gonna check.
You're infected, another damn zombie.
Oh, I'm infected again. Let's see. Am I still live on YouTube? Yes, I am. Okay, we should be good. Someone is here. Should have run the other way. Yeah, so Halo Infinite again. I kind of went from, oh, is this like a Planet Earth, the video game, to, oh, is this a new IP that's gonna look cool? Oh, wait. No, wait, that's Master Chief. It's another Halo game. And I don't really get the way they've apparently decided is the best way to announce a Halo game these days, because Halo 5 had something similar where like it looked like it was going to be a new IP and it looked really cool, and I'm like, oh, it's just Master Chief. I mean, like, even though Halo is supposed to be like the big Microsoft game, I kind of feel like the hype sort of dies when they show the trailers that way. Oh, I completely forgot to wait. I can drop these. Oh, but everyone is dead. Everyone is dead. I mean, otherwise, I mean, they had the Forza, they had the Gears games, but again, I don't really have an Xbox, so I don't. Oh, that's that. All right, who dropped the V2 rocket? Just because you drop a V2 rocket doesn't mean that you can erase all borders. Darn you, Pixie! Oh, that. Oh. Oh, I actually got one! And another one! Oh my god. That was cool. We're running low on time though. And we won.
We carried the day.
So yeah, I don't really have much to say about Microsoft's exclusive games, since, I mean, even if they would interest me, which, I mean, some of them do, but can't play them anyway. They did showcase some third-party games that I'm excited about. I was trying to remember. Let's see, there was the oh, what was it called? Like the Awesome Adventures of Captain something, which is supposed to be set in the same universe as Life is Strange. Looked like it could be interesting. It's free later this month. There was Metro Exodus, which I'm really excited about. I really liked both Metro 2033 and Last Light. I consider them the most immersive FPS games that I've ever played. And Metro Exodus just looks as great. The big one was obviously Cyberpunk 2077. I mean, the trailer didn't really say much, but it just showcased the world. But I still feel like it was kind of enough for me to get interested. And even then, just the fact that it's CG Projekt Red making the game, that's enough for me to get excited, considering well, the Witcher series, especially the Witcher 3 and its expansions. It's like one of the best darn games that I've ever played.
Mine primed.
What am I doing? Why am I where everyone runs?
S-mine primed.
Oh, we're not infected this time. That's good.
Pressing fire. S-mine ready. We bought some time.
So yeah, I mean, probably the most consumer-friendly game company right now. So that's always a thing. That's always a good thing. And there was like gameplay shown behind closed doors, which is a bit unfortunate, but from what I've read and heard, it does look really cool. Like you can actually create your own character, and even give yourself your own backstory. It just sounds really cool. Can't wait until they actually show more of that game.
Make it count.
It's probably gonna be a next-gen title though.
Throwing gas!
Trying to think, was there anything else they showed at Microsoft that I found interesting? Ooh, that's a lot of zombies!
I think he's down.
I know I want to go for the V2 rocket.
I'm moving. Lost some time. Make it count.
Oh no, they're overrunning us. Or overrunning me.
Make it count. You're infected. Another damn zombie. You're the final survivor. Kill those
These, by the way, are Tesla guns, which are quite powerful. I probably should have picked one up, but was dumb enough not to do it.
We carried the day.
I really don't think there was anything else at Microsoft. Not that I can think of, at least. Oh, you can see me in the play of the game, because now it's no longer final kill cam, it's play of the game, just like Overwatch. Let's see, I think it was Bethesda afterwards, and I like Bethesda. I like what they're about. They showed some quite a few neat looking games. Interestingly enough, they showed a lot of multiplayer stuff this year, which is a bit jarring considering it wasn't even 6 months ago that they proclaimed that they were all about the hashtag #SavePlayer1. Oh, Bethesda. Let's see, they started with Rage 2, which looks quite interesting actually. Never played the first one, but at the time I thought it looked decent, but again, I never really played it. And I wasn't really hyped for a sequel, like when it started being teased and leaked. Thanks Walmart. Oh, Pete Hines. But what they showed from Rage 2 looks very interesting actually. Looks like a fun mix between Mad Max and Doom.
Survive the outbreak and join the zombie horde.
Then there was the part where everyone thought the most boring, where they talked about the Elder Scrolls Legends and Elder Scrolls Online. But what's interesting is that now Elder Scrolls Legends is coming to consoles. I honestly didn't think it would. Which means that you can disregard what I said earlier about not playing the game for the channel anymore. Since now I can actually do that, and without the game looking extremely crappy. Then there was some Prey stuff, but I haven't played it, so I don't really have an opinion. Except for prop hunt in space. Whoa.
We lost some time. Make it count.
Look at that. It's probably not a good idea to stand by these cannons, come to think of it.
We lost some time. Make it count.
Or this time I'm grabbing the Tesla cannon. Tesla gun or whatever it's called.
Check the drop zone.
Ooh, flamethrower.
He's down. Flamethrower available.
Oh, that was close.
Bust him out.
Try to grab the Tesla ammo.
Make it count.
Oh!
Some time. Make it count.
That almost gave me a heart attack. Shame I wasn't able to get any chamber with the flamethrower. Ah, I got him. They also show some Wolfenstein stuff, but I haven't played any Wolfenstein game actually. Although I really should. If only because actually, let's not get political. I really don't want to.
The tower. Enemy.
At least I don't want to upset
Enemy flamethrower.
people that get offended by saying that a certain type of people is bad. Even though that has been and really should be the norm, considering what those types of people have done in history. But let's jump to Doom instead. Doom Eternal. Oh man, I really loved the previous Doom game,
This was an important day.
so I'm really excited for the sequel. Oh no, no, that's just embarrassing. I mean, at least I took that guy with me. Yeah, Doom Eternal looks exciting, even though they didn't really show anything. They'll show more at QuakeCon this August, I think it is. Then they showed a lot of Fallout 76, which I wasn't hyped about, because I was like, oh, it's a new Fallout game, but oh, it's rumored to be a multiplayer game, then I don't know about that. But I will say I'm more optimistic about it than I thought I would be. Then there was this mobile Elder Scrolls game, which I might play. And obviously the Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6 teasers. Definitely curious about them. Especially Starfield, since it's their first new IP. The Elder Scrolls fan I am. I'm really excited for Elder Scrolls 6 already. I think Square Enix was next, but they barely had a conference. They just showed a bunch of trailers. The only thing that really interested me was Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I like the two previous games, so I'm definitely on board for the third one. Ubisoft was next, I think. And they didn't really show that much that excited me, to be honest. I mean, they showed a lot of stuff that looked good, but usually I was hoping for a really neat announcement. Which actually brings to mind that I feel that there wasn't really a lot of surprises this year. Most of the games that got announced was either leaked or games that you could easily guess. Most of it was actually revealed right before E3.
We bought some time. Make it count.
Even.
They're advancing down the street. That's my place.
Yeah, I see you.
Ammo. Enemy is
You won't get past the captain of the guard.
over there.
Unless he wants to. That's another obscure reference, but if you get it, you'll probably
We bought some time. Make it count.
hate and love it at the same time.
another bandolier!
Reloading! Cover me!
We got some time. Make it count.
Oh, of course we lost the guy with the Tesla again.
That's my set! Dawson, get Madison! Perfect shot! They're moving!
Moving on the
Oh, not while I'm reloading.
We got some time. Make it count. We got
No,
some time. Make
I
it
just
count.
picked the
You're
Tesla gun up.
infected. The contagion is spreading. We bought some time. Make it count.
Let's see. Ubisoft, they started with Beyond Good and Evil 2, which good.
Make it count.
I never played the first one, but I remember last year that the trailer for the sequel actually blew me away. Then there was the Division 2, which I don't know. Again, never played the first one, which I'll probably do though, since I want to play as many Tom Clancy games as possible. But if the first game doesn't grip me, ooh. Heroic Service is actually called. And now everyone could see how I failed to save the guy with the Tesla gun. Shameful display. Shameful. Skull and Bones looks like fun though. Don't really have much to say about it though. Then there obviously was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which it's weird that even though I'm a huge history buff, I haven't really played a lot of the Assassin's Creed. I've only played the first one. What I will say about Odyssey though is that I love the fact that it's taking place in ancient Greece. Ooh, I get some... my payroll is here. You know what, I think we're gonna switch over to Horde Point, which is essentially like Hardpoint, except zombies start appearing. And I've already forgotten again what I was talking about. There was something about, let's see, it was Ubisoft. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I love the fact that it's taking place in ancient Greece. Why aren't I spawning? There we go. I think this may be my favorite of the zombie game modes for multiplayer, since it's quite chaotic. When you get all these zombies. And Marvel said that Infinity War was the most ambitious crossover in history. Now we have a true crossover between multiplayer and Nazi zombie mode. But yeah, ancient Greece, I would say, is one of the more underrated periods of history. Maybe not so much in gaming though, since at least Greek mythology is quite usual for a lot of games, like God of War obviously, Age of Mythology, games like that.
Recon airborne, searching for targets.
But yeah, I mean, you got Socrates asking you questions and making you doubt about whatever choice you make, since you can now do choices. Oh yeah, it's not just us against zombies, it's us against the other teams, so...
New hardpoint, move out. Hardpoint is being overrun. Need reinforcements. Enemy recon aircraft in the air.
Yeah, they don't really show anything else. I think.
Hardpoint is being overrun. Need reinforcements.
Not that I can remember.
Hardpoint is secure.
Oh no 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 no!
Improvised explosives ready.
Ah. Then there was PC Gaming Show. Oh god. I've only watched it the first year. I think it was 2015 or something like that.
Hardpoint is being overrun. Need
And I didn't. I was watching it live, but I didn't bother finishing it because partly because it was getting late into the night, and partly because it was quite old, to be honest. Especially for me, who isn't even a PC gamer. I don't know about this year. I mean, here's the thing: I like the format of it. My problem is just that it's too long.
Enemy holds the hardpoint.
And it's not.
Enemy hands.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they're not really focusing on the more interesting games.
Hardpoint is in our hands.
Also, it's quite easy to keep yourself with the Tesla gun.
Light them up. People searching for targets.
Why aren't you picking up the Tesla gun?
The hardpoint.
Jesus. I don't know.
Move out.
I guess PC Gamer Show is kind of alright, but then again, like I watched it afterwards, where I could like skip over the parts that was less
Hardpoint is in
interesting.
enemy hands. Enemy holds the hardpoint.
There were really only 2 games that I even remembered, honestly. I mean, there are a couple of others, but there were really only 2 that grabbed my interest. One of them being the Cyanide Happiness game, which is apparently some sort of battle royale game.
Enemy recon aircraft in
I'm not
the air.
necessarily interested in the game by itself, but the trailer they showed was hilarious.
Enemy recon
Then there was also this game called Man-Eater, where you play as a bull shark. Kind of looked like a more high production value version of Hungry Shark
Enemy holds the hardpoint.
for iOS and such, which looked like it could be fun to play.
Enemy recon aircraft in the air.
It also was my favorite part of the PC Gaming Show, since one of the presenters said a joke regarding to the game's title that I thought was super fun, but also super inappropriate. So I'm not gonna say repeat it here.
Hardpoint is in enemy hands.
Oh, just thinking back to it actually makes me laugh quite a bit.
Well fought. This was an important day.
And it was the main thing for me, at least. Me being a Sony fanboy. No, I'm not a fanboy. Fanboys are dumb. But I mean, PlayStation is my main console. I've been a PlayStation guy since the days I got a PlayStation 2. There wasn't really a whole lot of stuff they showed, as opposed to Microsoft, who just threw up so many games that it almost was hard to keep track of them. In a sense, you could say that Sony was more about quality, whereas Microsoft was more of quantity. Normally I prefer quality over quantity, but at the same time I feel like Microsoft kind of needed having a more a conference more on quantity, honestly. As in, considering so many people say that the biggest problem with Microsoft is that they don't have enough exclusive games. But most people seem happy about their conference, which I agree with. Reflex sights in my World War II game. Says as I have some weird camo equipped on it, which isn't exactly historically accurate either. But I mean, camos are fun. Reflex sights are just... Nah. I don't know about that. Yeah, back to Sony. They showed The Last of Us 2... well, the Last of Us Part 2, I guess. I have to be honest, I was a little bit skeptical about the idea of a Last of Us sequel.
Hard point.
What it was. What? What the heck? I don't have a scope on, but it's the weapon variant, I think. What weapon do I even have?
New hard point. Flush
Wait,
out the enemy.
what? What was that?
Hard point is secure.
Okay,
We're winning the fight.
that was weird. Yeah, I was a little bit skeptical about The Last of Us 2 since I feel like the first game kind of ended on such a good note that I feel like a sequel in some ways is a little bit unnecessary. I feel the original game stands on its own legs well enough.
Enemy holds the hard point.
But you know what? The more I've seen from The Last of Us 2, I've been more excited. Looks really good. Especially the graphics. Man, the graphics. The graphics look really good. And there was Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'll be honest.
Hard point in
Ghost
Allied
of
hands.
Tsushima. It should be that, but I could be wrong. Could be just pronouncing it like... I don't know.
Recon aircraft ready. Recon aircraft.
Lots of zombies. Hey, I got a
Light 'em up, soldier.
flamethrower. Oh.
Hard point's getting overrun. Need reinforcements. Recon aircraft
Ghost of Tsushima also looks really interesting. I'm all for feudal Japan as a setting.
Move out.
And yes, that's some discount Battlefield Bipod going on. What? Let's see, they had some Neo 2, never played the first one. Resident Evil 2 Remake, which looks alright. Actually, it does look pretty good. I just haven't played any of the Resident Evil games yet. I feel like I'm missing something as well. Yeah, Death Stranding. I still don't know what it's all about, but I mean,
Enemy flamethrower observed. Move out. Get to cover.
I don't care what absurd game Hideo Kojima has made for us. I'm ready to play it. I'm ready to dive deep into it and see what madness he has created. Since this really is Hideo Kojima unhinged. Like, you thought Metal Gear Solid was weird. We're all in for a ride.
Fire in the hole.
Don't think there was that much stuff except for Spider-Man, which is releasing in September, and I was already on board of it on it. But the new gameplay trailer showed like even it was so good.
Hardpoint's getting overrun. Need reinforcements.
If I wasn't sold already, I would definitely be sold now because that trailer,
Flush out the enemy.
game looks like so fun to play.
Hardpoint in Allied hands. Enemy recon aircraft observed.
Don't know what all of them were doing back there, but okay.
Enemy recon aircraft observed.
I don't think I missed anything, did I? See, there was the Nintendo Direct stuff then, but
Hardpoint is an enemy head.
I haven't seen it at all. All I know is that they apparently talked a lot about the new Smash game. I think there may have been some Pokemon stuff, but haven't really cared much about Nintendo. Even though I actually own like a Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS and a 3DS.
Enemy holds the hardpoint.
One button, I want the flamethrower!
Getting overrun. Need reinforcements. Molotovs with recon aircraft waiting orders. Recon aloft. We have eyes in the sky.
Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole. Hardpoint is an enemy head.
Trying to think of stuff outside from the conferences. I've really only seen gameplay from Metro Exodus, but that was already showed. That was already shown on Microsoft, which I talked about.
New hardpoint. Move out.
But the only thing I can think about is the E3 trailer for Ace Combat 7. Which looks neat.
Hardpoint is secure.
There isn't really much to say about this trailer, but then again, there's already been a lot of the game shown, so they don't really have to show a lot from it. But it shown looks good though, really good actually. I dare say it's probably the best looking flight game that has ever been made.
Seize and defend the hardpoint. Recon airport.
Oh, I don't want to burn.
Hardpoint's getting overrun. Need reinforcements. Recon aircraft.
Still no release date for it though, which is a bit disappointing, but
Hardpoint in allied hands.
from what I'm understanding, a lot of information released during this year's Gamescom, so hoping for a release day on Gamescom as well as some multiplayer details, because that's the one thing we have no clue about for this game. It's kind of it for my E3 talk. Can't really think of anything else to bring up. I think I brought up everything that I could think of.
Seize and defend the hardpoint.
I mean, too many zombies. Well, there was also Destiny 2 Forsaken, but honestly, I've completely given up on Destiny. I jumped on the first game, and I even got like one of the collector's edition. Not the most expensive ones, fortunately, but I got an expansion pass, and the first game was disappointing enough, and the first two expansions weren't that much better. Now they did release what was it called, like the Taken King, which apparently was good, but I didn't play that until I saw the Destiny 2 reveal, where I was actually kind of hopeful, so that was my reason to get the Taken King, to give Destiny another chance. And I'll admit, the Taken King wasn't good stuff. It wasn't great, but it was definitely an improvement over the base game. But then we've had all the stuff surrounding Destiny 2, and I feel under no inclination at all to give Destiny another chance. I've already given it 2 chances, and they've screwed up enough times. Like, even if they were able to make a great Destiny 3, like, for me it's too late. It's too little too late at this point.
Seize and defend the hard point. Recon aircraft in your area. Seize and defend the hard point.
There was also some Black Ops 4, which I made a video about where I was quite positive about it, but I have to say I'm not excited anymore.
Hard point is in enemy hands.
And it's almost purely because of the way they're doing this year's season pass. Now, first off, it was rumored that it was going to be free DLC content. Fortunately, that isn't the case. It will still be a season pass, except it's called Black Ops Pass or something like that. However, instead of there being four DLCs released, they will release 1 map a month, which is a total of 12 maps, which is actually lower than the total amount of maps that you got from the map pack DLCs, which was around 16 maps, plus a zombie map for each DLC. So Activision, like, they're adapting the whole the way that the games that provide free updates do, by providing monthly or like at the very least fairly regular content. But they're still charging season pass prices for it, which is just dumb. Like this whole old thing of releasing season pass and DLC from multiplayer game, that's just so outdated. And that gun looks way too weird for a World War II gun. I've kind of run out of things to talk about as far as E3 is concerned. I've already said in general that I feel it was kind of... I mean, it was definitely stable. A lot of the stuff shown was good. However, there wasn't really any surprises or like big announcements that made everyone freak out, like the Final Fantasy VII remake or the God of War reveal, which, even though I haven't played any God of War games, that is still one of the best game reveals that I've ever witnessed. Let's jump on Relic of the Undead. Probably won't be live streaming for too long, so I might as well get this out of the way as well. Actually, I could talk a little bit about this game, I suppose. I wasn't hyped about it for all, but here we are. I played a lot of the multiplayer. Because it's sort of sort of all right, actually. So I'm not really sure how to explain Relic of the Undead. Like there's the Relic, one team, well, one person has to capture for the team, and then you have to hold it for 30 seconds to score a point. Whoever holds the relic is turned into a zombie.
Recon searching for targets.
That's one way to get it.
WWII's bombing mission ready. Dropping WWII's bomb.
This is the only way I get kill streaks like this.
Recon searching for targets.
You might have noticed that I have the pride flag or the HB. No, I think I'm gonna mess up the letters. Let's see. HBTQ. I'm having that. What's it called? Banner? No, I forgot. But I'm having it because of Pride Month. Because it's good. I might be a straight cis white male myself, but I definitely believe in equality for everyone. So that's kind of my way to show at least some support. It's not much, but hey, at least I haven't gotten hate messages about it. I was kind of expecting that to happen, since the COD community can be a bit toxic.
Fire in the hole.
Oh, barely missed, or barely. Is that the right way to say it? I don't know. English isn't my first language, so I'm no master at it. Oh, as I said, wasn't my previous live stream where I said something about trying to justify my sometimes poor English, but I also can't really justify it since I got some, like, I got like the highest grade you can in the Swedish school system in English. So I don't really have any excuses. But I mean, having English as your second language is gonna, no matter how good you are, it's gonna create some. There's gonna be some parts of it that is just gonna be a bit more difficult. And even then, like, you have to express yourself in a language that, I mean, like, Swedish isn't really hard for me, obviously, since well, since I'm Swedish myself, and I have talked Swedish ever since I started learning talking, which isn't the same case with English, although I was kind of in Sweden we do get to learn English quite early, which is good. And all them video games also helped. Since a lot of the games I played were still in English. Even though I didn't understand some of it sometimes, but it did help me learn English, actually. I think it might also be one of the reasons why I ended up getting really good grades in English.
Enemy recon aircraft in the air.
But I don't know if this discussion is even interesting at all. I mean, I guess it has some some merits as a someone that speaks English as a second language, but oh, I thought he was dead.
Ich schmeiß eine Betäubungsgranate.
Yeah, I'm not really too big on this miniscope as well, but
Find yourself on the Eastern Front.
the iron sights of this variant of the M1 is a bit weird anyway, so I guess I just have to embrace all the historical inaccuracies in this game, just like with Battlefield 1, which barely was a World War I game, to be honest. Like, it really was a World War II game set in the timeline of a World War in the timeline of World War One. And yet the one thing that's at the very least not historically inaccurate is the one that gets people really upset. But let's not delve into that discussion because it's so dumb. So what? Grenade. No. Is there anything else? Nah. How am I doing with my daily orders? And weekly. Yeah, they really adopted the way Destiny handles like its hub world and different quests. You accept the daily and weekly orders in the same way. It's even using like the same UI type things, or like the same press a button to accept it, and then hold the button if you want to abandon the order. Just as I picked up the Tesla gun. As usual then. Oh! Can't believe I actually got that guy. Do. But about YouTube stuff, like some small mini updates. For the next few weeks I'm probably gonna take it relatively chill, so I will continue to live stream and I will probably have some like small videos on Fridays, but for now don't expect anything major. I think I'm gonna start doing some bigger stuff sometime in July. I just want to make sure I get some other non-YouTube projects done, or at the very least getting started in a decent enough way.
Recon aircraft ready. Recon searching for targets.
I think I also mentioned about doing like some sort of smaller series based on the Battlefield 1 operation campaigns, but I don't know, I've thought about it some more and I don't know about it. I don't know if I actually want to do that now. I think I'll give it some more time before definitively deciding, but
Recon flight concluded.
I don't know. I just don't know how I could keep that interesting. I don't know. Why didn't I look? Why didn't I check my 6? I mean, I even have a freaking perk that notifies me whenever someone is aiming at me.
Enemy bomb incoming. Get to cover.
Oh. Oh!
Care package descending. Protect the drop zone. Fritz next bomb mission on the way. Firing battery 1. Target position confirmed.
Ooh, that's a nice triple kill that was ruined by that death. Ah! And that could also have been another triple. Back before I started live streaming Weekend at Loka's, these parts where I was quite, well, quiet for lengthy periods of time. Ooh! It's probably my triple kill. Yep. Whoops. Well, this is gonna be embarrassing. I actually accidentally dropped my controller and the plug for the the controller was ejected. So I don't know what appeared on the live stream, but that's a little bit embarrassing. Got some new stuff unlocked for the Type 100. Yeah, that's gonna be the last game for this little stream. However, I will do one last thing before signing off. We're going to the headquarters. Oh wow, I actually had... It's already 10 PM. Oh, well, almost. At least my time. CEST. yeah, here's the Destiny world, well, Destiny type world, and what better way to sign this live stream off than calling in some supply drops and make people around me watch it. Well, they're probably gonna be more occupied by their own supply drops, but like, I don't. When I first saw this, I didn't believe it. And even when I'm watching myself doing this very thing, I don't believe this is true. Oh, what were they thinking? See, what did I get? Anything? Like, calling cards, that's what it's called. Well, I guess I have all the undead ones now. Some emote. That I can't find, so whatever. Got something for the airborne. British Commando. Nah, I'll stick with my with my pilot suit. Just like the oh, what's the name of the actor? The one in Dunkirk, who also plays the villain in The Dark Knight Rises. Well, I've also forgotten what it's called. Bane. But I still don't remember the name of the actor. Oh, that's really bad. Anyway, that was some Call of Duty World War II. And some E3 talk. So, I hope you enjoyed this little live stream of Weekend at Loka's. The times may change, but I'm still aiming to live stream on Sundays. And if you enjoyed watching this, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And you can also follow me on Twitter at LokaCola. And I'll see you next time.